Hi everyone, I've gone rogue and taken you onto my university campus. So this year I took over being admissions, this year I stopped being admissions tutor and now I'm the entails placement coordinator. So all this funky research on our departmental walls is done, it's all done by academics and by research students who now I'm coordinating for the master's programme. And that meant today that we actually ran I organised our first event to look after the master's students who are going out on their placements starting after Christmas. Watch the stairs. And my job essentially is to make sure that the students are going to have a really good year and be able to do a research project that leads towards a final dissertation. Hi everyone, so I've snuck back home and I thought I'd explain a little bit more about this placement research coordinating role that I now have. So at my university, if you're doing the integrated masters, so that means you don't graduate after like 3 years after a bachelor's, instead you continue straight into your master's course and you graduate once at the end, but straight with an integrated master's, so a master's qualification. If you're on that course, my university have as part of the course that you do a 1-year placement. And these are amazing opportunities for students to undertake real-world, cutting-edge research, working either in academia or industry. And they're all around the world, so students can be anywhere in the world doing these placements, and they have to lead to a research year dissertation. And so my job is to look after the students who are currently out on placement, and also the ones who are about to go out on placement. So right now I've got students, as I said, all throughout the world doing their placements, and I need to keep in touch with them, make sure things are going okay, and make sure they're on track to write a dissertation by Christmas. But also I need to coordinate with the next year group to make sure those students who are looking for placements are going to be able to find one. And so that's what I was doing today. So all the students come along, and we give them a talk about international travel, visas, how you can secure funding, and then I talk about the different placements that are available at that point in time. And that placement list will include those in the UK, but also those that include international travel. And I get past students to come along who've done the placements to share their experiences. And we also get academics to come along and they talk about the projects that they're collaborating or linked to that students could take part in. So it's really nice. There was obviously pizza as well. You know, this was an event across lunchtime, and it's not really fair to make students come to events at lunchtime without having any form of food, really. So we had some pizza as well, and it was really lovely to hear what the students were looking forward to in their research years and where they wanted to go and do their placement. I imagine it is quite daunting. You know, you've got to leave your friends at the university and go and spend the best part of a year working at an institution that you don't necessarily know anybody. All of these places that we send the students out to are places that as academics we tend to know. So we've either worked there, we've got collaborators there. So actually it's really fun and a safe way to take your first step into the world of research. And so what happens next is the students now have to start looking at these placement opportunities. It's actually up to the student to find the placement that they want to do. So I try to highlight the opportunities within the department and internationally, but it's up to the students to put the applications in, to apply, to down select which placement they want to be considered for. So right now the students now go away, they start to think about which placement they'd like to do, they start to talk to the relevant academic contact at the university, they might need to work up their CV, work up a covering letter to send to the host institution, and in a couple of weeks' time, I will touch base with the students to make sure things are progressing. The person who's taking over as the new admissions tutor is running with it. That's, you know, all ticking along. I don't need to worry about it at all or do anything connected to admissions. And it's so nice to move into a different space. And whereas before I was working with incoming students into the university, I'm now actually working with students who are towards the end of their studies, you know, into their final years of their masters, and helping them get themselves into that research environment. So far, I'm really pleased that I made the switch from being admissions tutor to being placement research coordinator. And I would say it's worthwhile doing. I mean, it would have been really easy to stay as admissions tutor because it was a role that I was very comfortable doing. I developed my own kind of like framework of how I wanted to run things. I knew the processes the university wanted. I knew the other admissions tutors really well. It was a comfortable space to be in. And sometimes I think when you're in that comfortable space, it's really good to leave it and to challenge yourself, do something different. It's also good for the role, I think, to have fresh perspectives. And so it was the right time to move. And although it's quite a lot of coordination, this new role I'm in, and I'm finding my feet with it, and it's the first year I've done it, so I have to find the new rhythm for this particular admin role, I'm really pleased that I swapped. So if you are thinking maybe about making a change with your admin duties in the department, think it through, obviously, about the pros and cons of switching. But so far, touch wood, so good, it's been really nice to have a change. But let me know how things are going at your university. Last week wasn't awesome, and the fact that I went to the wrong lecture theatre, which was unfortunate. I turned up there and I didn't recognise any of the students, which is unusual for week 3 of a course. Usually I'm recognising students by the end of week 1. And then the lecturer walked in for that particular class. I thought, right, I'm not meant to be lecturing in this room. And I'd got my timetable. I was on a different week, so most of my lectures happen in the same classroom, and on that particular week, for some reason, we weren't in that room. So note to self, always check your timetable, even if you think you know where you're going. These students were very good. I was only literally like a couple of minutes late. I think I got there 2 minutes past the hour. So it was all fine, but yeah, it was an annoying thing to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, but these things happen. But anyway, I hope your time at university is going well. I hope things are progressing nicely. Do stay in touch. Let me know in the comments how things are going. If you're new around here, hit subscribe, join our academic channel, and I'll see you next Monday for another academic video. Bye.